Hi everyone, and welcome back to our introductory video series. This is step 3, the final video about how to add categories and products to your site for visitors or customers to browse and buy. Now, since your website has hopefully now been designed and you've added your pages and your content and set up all the different settings as far as shipping and payment options, the kind of the final and main step here is to add products to your site for your customers to browse and hopefully buy, right? So before actually adding the products to your website, you'll want to take a minute and really decide how best to organize the products you plan to sell into categories. Now, this can include top level, or what we call parent categories, and subcategories as well, or it can just include the parent categories. For example, if you're selling apparel like, say, OldNavy.com does, then you'll probably want to create similar top level or parent categories like they have, such as women's, men's, and kids, for example. Then, underneath these parent categories, you can add subcategories like sweaters, pants, shirts, and so on as needed. Now, on the other hand, if you're selling items such as lawnmowers, you may choose to organize your mowers into parent categories that are named for each brand of lawnmower you're selling without a need to break them down into further subcategories. For example, if you're going to sell Honda, well, maybe you have a parent category called Honda, and underneath that top level category, parent category, it lists all the Honda lawnmowers without a need to break it down further. So, ultimately how you choose to organize your products is really up to you, of course, but spending a few minutes to decide how you best accomplish or can best accomplish this really can make the shopping experience significantly more user-friendly for your customers and can substantially improve sales. So think about how you'd prefer to see your products organized if you were the shopper, and then just be sure to add categories to your website accordingly so that you can organize your products into these categories as you go about adding them. Now, once you've decided on the product categories for your website, what you'll want to do is simply click on the Store tab and then the My Products link here. Now, what this is going to do is show you a list of any products you've added. Now, more than likely, you won't have a list of any products here yet because you haven't added any, which is fine. We're going to cover how to add, delete, and set up products in this tutorial. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do, of course, is you're going to want to add a product, and to do that you click on the Add Product button here. Okay, now you're going to give your product a name, so we're going to call this test product. You're going to want to upload an image for your product. So let's just upload this, even though that's not a product image. Now, you can also put in a web URL. Say another site has that image and you know the location of that image, you can type it here. If that doesn't make sense to you, don't worry about it. But if it does, that capability is available to you. Otherwise, just save the image to your computer and browse for it like I've done. Okay, now you want to give it a price, so let's just call it $10 and give it a SKU number. Maybe the SKU number is 123XYZ. That's fine. Whether or not you want to have it visible on your site or hidden, and that most likely is going to be visible now, but you can hide it later on or as you add it in case you want to make updates to it before it goes live. Give it a description, so you can put your description text goes here. Let's spell that right. You can give it keywords, whatever you choose. Now, the keywords are going to be used when searching on your site. So you'll see on this site they have a search button or box here. Now, the way our search works is that it's going to find anything that has a product name, a product description, or a product keyword that matches that search. So say you've got a product that doesn't use a term in its name or description, then you can put that keyword in the keyword box and it will find it based on that keyword in addition to anything that's in the name or description. Okay, now we have this design mode button that if you wanted to design your text a little bit more and just instead of making it plain, you wanted to add underlines or do different things to it, you could do that by using this design mode. And when you take it off of design mode, you can see that it's actually inserting some HTML code to make it work that way. So it's entirely up to you whether or not you do that. Some people like it, some people don't, so you get to decide as always. The last thing you want to do is assign it to a product category. Now you can see here I have a bunch of test categories. You'll probably have none, and that's no problem. You'll just click Add New. You get a little pop-up window here, and it'll give you some general help. But pretty much all you need to do is give it a name. So let's just call this our parent. Let's just call it our test category. Okay. And then you decide whether you want to have it be a top-level category, which if you do, you'll say no parent, or if you want it to be a subcategory, which in that case you'd go find a previously created parent category and you'd put it under that. You'd select that, and then that would make it a subcategory of your parent category. In this case, we're going to make this one a parent level category. And again, you can give it keywords or a description if you'd like to, and then simply click Submit. Now I'm not going to do that because I've already got a bunch of categories here. We're just going to say, okay, this one will go under tents. But when you add yours, it'll automatically display in this box and highlight the category that you've just created. So when you're done, you simply click Add Product, and it'll go ahead and add that product for you and take you to this page where you can kind of review what you've done and then make changes, as well as add additional options as far as shipping options. Maybe you have some advanced pricing options, which would cover maybe your item, if it's a shirt, maybe comes in different styles and colors. There's a lot of other advanced options here, including the requirement to accept terms and conditions before they can buy it. All sorts of other issues. Like, for example, here we have some personalization options. Some personalization options where if, say, it's an item that can be customized with, say, somebody's name, a pen that can have their name on it, or a shirt that can be embroidered, there's ways to allow them to customize them and add extra charges if, in fact, that's available on your site. You could use external shopping carts. Say you have products on Amazon and you want to show those products on your site, but then when they click to buy them, have it go to the Amazon shopping cart. So you could click here, Use External Shopping Cart, and then type in the URL for that shopping cart on Amazon. And there's other things here too. And we really cover a lot of these items or these things in depth on our support tab with our video tutorials. So if you want to learn more about some of those complex options, feel free to go there and watch the video tutorials. But in any case, we've gone through and kind of showed you how to add a product. If I click onto page 2, you can see that there's additional products here, and they show which product category that they're in. This is the one that we just added, this test product. And if I wanted to edit that product, I could click on it and go back in and make changes to it. I could click here to delete the product. Okay, you sure you want to do this? I'm going to say yes, and that product's gone. And the other thing you can do in this section is you can actually manage categories separate from adding products. So if you click on the My Categories link up here, you can see here's all of our test categories. And again, I can come through and I can say I want to delete this one. I can get rid of this category. Now it's going to say, hey, I have products in here. What do you want me to do with them? Well, if you want to move them to a different category, you just select which one. If you just want to delete them, then you leave this as select an option. And not only will it delete the category, but it'll delete any products inside of that category as well. Okay, and you can modify your categories. If you've added one and you misspelled something or wanted to change the description or the keywords, then you can come back in here and you can say, okay, this is my my test category. Okay, and you can enable or disable, which again would take it away from the site. If it's disabled, then it will show it on the site. If it's not, you can give your categories images. So you can choose from some default category images that we have stored in our system. Or, let's see, I'll select that one. Or you can upload your own. Okay. And of course you can view what image you've selected if you're ever unsure. I guess that's not the one I selected here. There you go. So, all sorts of options with managing products, managing categories, but as you manage and add products to your site, then they'll start to look something like this, okay? So these are the category names, these are the category images, which we've just covered how to select or upload. And as you click into these categories, then you can start to see your products that you've added. And in this case, this category has two. These Antigua baseball caps and a beanie cap. And your visitors can come here and they can either add these items to the cart, or they can view a larger image like so. They can give them, they can rate the products, okay, or they can read reviews on the products. And so there's a lot of really great things once you've got your products added to your site that your site visitors can do and that you can offer to them to make their shopping experience better and more accommodating, okay? So I think that really covers the main points about how to add products. We've covered editing products. We've covered deleting them. Let's cover real quick just one more time the uploading of a product image, because while we did that in the adding of a product, there's a couple things that I do want you to know, and that is that you can upload just a single image like we did, or use a web URL for your image. But you can also set that image as your category image, and you can also customize your image sizes. So what our system is going to do is if you upload an image, and let's just see if I've got some others in here. Maybe I don't. But if you upload an image, and then it's going to automatically size it for your small, medium, and large images on your site. So if we go back here, you'll notice this was on this previous page is considered the small image. If I click on it, this is considered the medium image. Even though these are the same size, they could have been bigger if the user had chosen for that. And if you click on it again, then you get the large image, okay? And so if you just upload one image here, it's going to automatically size those for your product for you. However, if you want to make your images customized, then you can click on this, customize image sizes here. It'll bring you to a page where you can then upload the small, the medium, and the large product individually. And as you do so, it'll show you a thumbnail out here and let you know what you've uploaded and how it's going to look on your site, like we did here, okay? So that's just something you may or may not use. You may, may or may not need, but I did want you to know that you do have that option available to you. So, excuse me, but I think that really does cover everything here as far as how to add products to your site. So I want to congratulate you guys on finishing these introductory videos. We've now reviewed the 3 steps for setting up your site, and you should be armed with all the knowledge you need to get your website set up and ready for business, if it isn't already. So should you come across a situation that is not covered in these introductory videos, or you have further questions on the steps we did cover, then just be sure to check out our support section, as I've referred to a few times. And this will give you more in-depth video tutorials as well as additional assistance options on these topics and really many others. So with that said, I just want to thank everyone for choosing us as your website solution, and we're confident that our system will provide you with all the resources and features you need to be successful, just as it has for over 50,000 other people, including, believe it or not, many Fortune 500 and 100 companies. So we look forward to seeing and hearing about your exciting new website and wish you the greatest success in all that you do. Thanks again, and we'll catch you later.